Hi Amanda. So I wanted to go look into the snow in the wilderness because sometimes it just feels good to go way out there, especially when you're uncertain about things in life, and I figured maybe you'd want to see what it's like. So I went out down this snowy mountain road about 5 miles from my house, but it took me like 20 minutes to get here. And I think I came to the right place. It's hard to tell with all the snow, but this was like a lake, a man-made lake. Let me check the sign real quick and see that they drain. I'm not sure if I'm at the right place, but people were doing donuts here in the snow. But anyway, this is pretty far out there. I think this might be the old lake. They drained it, and all the locals made a fuss. There's rabbit tracks or squirrel tracks, I'm not sure. I think that might be rabbit. The first one I think was squirrel. If I stop, maybe you'll see some of the snow falling. We're just getting a little light snow right now. See any of it land. Probably not picking it up on the camera. That bird's upset that I'm here, making an alarm call. All by my lonesome out in the wilderness. Nothing like it. I wouldn't mind if you were here, but that's okay. You can come one day if you want. Shit. It's a bad thing about not having a trail. It's hard to walk sometimes through brush and rocks and logs. But I like walking through where there's no one else walking and being alone. Like you said, the untouched wilderness, there's something about it. More track. I think that's a rabbit. It's probably like 12 degrees out here. It doesn't feel too bad today, though. I'm sure you would hate it. It's so peaceful. You just get lost out here, and it does something to your mind. It makes you know that life can be okay and it's beautiful, and I don't know, it's hard to explain exactly what it does to you, but it's definitely a healing thing. Like you say, it's so quiet with the snow. It's just quiet here in general, I guess. There's a woodpecker making an alarm call over there. Here's a deer track. We could follow it, and a rabbit track beside it. A couple deer tracks here. Makes you wonder how the deer survive out here all winter long. I think about that every year when it's rain or when there's feet of snow, and they sleep in it. They sleep in the snow, laying right down. I pity them, but somehow they do it. There's more deer tracks going the opposite direction from us. And on top of that, there's no food. They have their children that they're trying to protect, and the hunters are out this time of year, or earlier normally. I guess doe season's still in. Nature is tough for sure. Makes you wonder about life when you think about stuff like that. We sure are spoiled, that's for sure. I don't know if you can hear that woodpecker over there. See if we could find him. Might be one of the red-bellied woodpeckers that has a bright red head on the back. It's over here somewhere. They usually hop up the trees when they're making that noise. Upset about territory or something. I guess they're used to walking through brush. These are all briars right here. Barberry, I think. I'm not going to go through that with my nice wool coat on. So it's like when you don't walk a path in life. You get brush in the way, and it's easier just to go with the flow and not have to think about where you're gonna go, what you're gonna do. That's what made me write about it, was doing what I'm doing right here, walking through the forest and having to go around all this brush and just thinking how easy it is to go down a path in life, not veer, just do what everybody else does, think what everybody else thinks. What is that? Somebody's here too. I think it's a woodpecker too. I don't know what that thing up in the tree is. Some kind of nest. It almost looks man-made. Look at that. I've never seen something like that before. Oh well, you probably think I'm kind of a dork. I could do this all day probably if my fingers didn't get numb, which they're about to. I guess that's just some kind of growth on the tree, some kind of disease. It almost looked like a nest. I think that woodpecker keeps flying further away as I walk. Well, Amanda, I'm not going to be able to record much more. My hands are going to be numb. I have to keep them in my pockets.